What up, y'all? I'm back again. I just want to talk to you today about, the narcissists out there. They're looking for you, but you ain't around no more because you discarded them and you moved on. So you don't need that no more. But they're trying to replace you. They're turning their new supply into you, making them look like you, making them act like you, making them dress like you, making them drive the car that you drive. But that's because there's nothing in there but a shell of a human. And so they gotta convince themselves that they won, even though they didn't win. This is their way, one of the ways of them convincing themselves that they won, by turning the new supply into a version of you and carrying on. That way they could feel in their mind, I was going to say in their heart, but they don't have a heart, so they could feel in their mind that they got a better version, but they don't. It's just they made rash decisions. They didn't respect you. They didn't love you. And the narcissist can't love, so what goes with that is integrity and respect and honor, and people looking out for each other. And narcissists can't do that. And that's all this. There's so many things that fall under the category of love and having emotional support and true emotional support and emotional regulation from another human being that can connect with you. And when you have chemistry, it's when you have love for that individual and you respect that individual, and then you're able to emotionally get on the same wavelength with that individual and feel them, and you can ride that wave together, because there's going to be times where it's going to be real good and times where you're going to go through some valleys. And for a lot of us, we've had many of these narcissistic relationships, and this was our last one, because we woke up. And so when you're looking out in your trajectory, you don't want to have to go through another failed relationship. And this is going to be your best one. It's going to be your best one because all in the past you were blinded to what a narcissist looked like. But we were slowly waking up, some of us, and over time, years and years of dealing with individuals that we know are just not acting in a humane way, and a way that is it was very much unlike our own way. And we just, I think, thought maybe they had an underlying psychological issue, although narcissism generally fits in that category, but it's not really like that. It's not a situation where you could seem to, I'm not a professional, so I'm going to go ahead and say that, but that it doesn't seem like there's many people that will change from narcissism, or that can take a medication, or go to counseling, or do many of those things. Doesn't seem like a lot of times, even very little in coming out of like even the religious sector. And so very corrupted individuals, whether it be that they were innately born this way, or what psychology will tell you, that the etiology of it is from their young childhood and their dealings with their parents or their parental figures, or the people that raised them in the early ages, usually around the age of 4 or younger, right? But the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter, at this point in time. We're awoke, and we've had enough destructive narcissistic relationships in our life up until our awakening. And now that we're awoke, we need to, what will always keep narcissists away is the right boundaries. If you got the handbook on the boundaries that you're supposed to be, holding up and being a standard bearer for yourself, in loving yourself, and honing that intuition and learning about the red flags. There's many of them, but you can just you kind of learn them very quickly. Hone that intuition. One reason why they love bomb you right away is because if they love bomb you right away in that trauma bond, they're able to cover up those red flags and get you sidetracked with that euphoria, that will make you bypass those first set of red flags that are normal, like that you'd normally be probably looking at a little bit more serious, but they're kind of like hitting you up with that dopamine and that serotonin, right away. And then so you're following like their words, man. You're following their words a lot of times over their actions. And then when they start devaluing you, you've already invested in them, given your heart and stuff, because they've reflected back to you this wonderful individual. So you've already been, at that point, addicted, and that's what they do. That's why they love bomb you first. Of course, they couldn't come at you with anger, because that wouldn't work in the beginning. But they love bomb you, and it covers up a lot of those red flags. You kind of dismiss them. So you got to be careful of that. And then they move quick, and because they got to get you addicted. And once they get you addicted, then they got you locked in. And so it's kind of a little side note about the trauma bond as well. And so then it's very hard to get off that addiction. But like I say, no contact is the only way, or gray rock with minimal contact if you have children and finances and stuff that you have to deal with them. Then what gray rock is kind of like straight business, and that's it. We're not talking about my personal life or your personal life or what I did today. If I have children with you, I'm gonna pick these children up, and we're business with the children between you and I. You don't have to be business with the children, but with the narcissist, or anything that you got to do to get out from under them, financially, until you can. It's straight business, man. That's what gray rock is. It's just business, no emotions. It's like meeting with a lawyer or something. You ain't gonna talk about your personal life with the individuals that you're doing business with. You're just gonna do your dealing and go. So, but yeah, they just can't love, man, and you just can't, love and emotional support, because they so without the love is the root of it all. If they could love, then they could probably adjust and maintain, and kind of, they wouldn't, all the manipulative constructs that you incur from them are all because there's no love. And they talk about that they cannot feel joy, and they cannot feel or understand trust, according to these MRIs and stuff. And trust and love and joy, what are you left with? You're only left with fear and anger and rage and hate, really, because everything they're doing is tricking you with cognitive love, cognitive empathy, cognitive trust, cognitive joy. And that's fake, man. It's like going through the motions because you're playing an act in a movie. I mean, you're just putting it on, but you're not feeling it. Empaths feel. We feel. We're convicted. We do things with conviction. And so I just wanted to throw that at you today. It's all about the love, and they have none. And if you cannot feel love, then you cannot, it even talks in the biblical narrative, you cannot even experience God. You have no, God is not in you, period, if you can't even feel love. And that's why you see what you see, which is basically an individual like that is from hell itself, man. And a lot of times they have a nice face, and they might drive a nice car. They might make a decent paycheck. It's funny because the narcissists I always dated always actually worked hard at work. I keep hearing all the ones that are lazy. I mean, they were lazy at home, but they didn't do anything at home, but they actually worked hard. But I know there's the ones that can't even hold a job down. I think what's funny is that would be the one thing that I would turn away right away. But I guess, they can hide that for a while, to hold that job down just for 4 or 5 months. But anyway, the love, man, you can't teach somebody love. You gotta feel it. And if there's no way for them to heal through any kind of medical counseling, and that sort of thing. I don't really believe in a self-aware narcissist personally, but I'm just speaking from my personal heart too, so I mean, they do say that there's modalities out there for the narcissist that will help them be able to cope, and within maybe 20 years of therapy, maybe they can get to understanding some things. I don't know how much I believe that. I really don't. I don't. But it sucks that I have to say that, because I do like to have mercy, man. I mean, I'm a merciful person. We're merciful people, but I'm personally, what I've seen in them, and like I said, I've seen things in them that is spiritual, and I'll never take that back, because it's wild. I heard somebody else talk about how movements, they have some bodily movements, their smirks are not human. Sometimes when you catch them off guard, or you catch them in a live photo. I had a few of those, and you hold it down and it would continue. It was like a live photo, and then I would see the smirk at the end, and it freaked me out. They're not human smirks, man. And then sometimes the way they move their body, I had heard somebody say that, and that's true. I have seen that as well. But anyway, yeah. And then, my spiritual experience, seeing the faces and stuff. But nevertheless, the other thing is a couple of 2 other nuggets. Oh, hit the like if you're still on, man. Hit the thumbs up, will you? Please, or subscribe if you can, if you haven't already. But they always say if the narcissist is talking about their ex quite a bit, that they're actually still sleeping with them, and that makes sense, because they can't get, when they're dealing with somebody, they can't get them off their mind, unless they're just using them for a quick triangulation. But if you hear them talking about them often, then that's one of their ones they're cheating with on you. The other thing, especially if you say something bad about them, and then they really defend them real quick, then they're seeing them right now on the regular, And then the other thing was I thought was pretty neat was, and it's true, anytime you gotta question yourself a bunch of times, about, oh, did I do that? Did I do that right? Or why are they feeling that way? Did I do something wrong? then you're in the presence of a narcissist. Right off the bat. But anyway, peace out, and everybody have a good weekend. Stay in Tulsa up. Peace out. Love y'all. Give me a like and subscription, and any comments, and if you want me to talk on the topic. Peace out. I'm going to do more on love, though, another episode on that later.